Hello, fellow cat enthusiasts. Welcome back to another episode of Breed Spotlights, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of elite cat breeds. I'm absolutely thrilled to introduce you today to one of the most magnificent and ancient feline breeds in existence, the Norwegian Forest Cat. Often affectionately called the Wegie, these majestic creatures have captured my heart from the moment I first encountered one at an international cat show 5 years ago. With their wild appearance, tufted ears, and those enchanting almond-shaped eyes, Norwegian forest cats look like they've walked straight out of Norse mythology, and there's still good reason for that. These natural beauties evolved in the harsh Scandinavian wilderness and feature prominently in Nordic folklore. Today, I'll take you on a journey through their fascinating history, striking physical characteristics, captivating personality traits, essential care requirements, and some fascinating facts that make these gentle giants truly special. So settle in with your own feline friend if you have one, and let's explore everything there is to know about these majestic guardians of the Nordic forests. Body, Segment 1. The storied history of the Norwegian Forest Cat. The story of the Norwegian Forest Cat begins over 1,000 years ago in the misty fjords and dense woodlands of Norway. I've spent countless hours researching their origins, and the more I discover, the more fascinated I become. These aren't just pets. They're living legends with paws deeply planted in Nordic history and mythology. According to Norse legends, these magnificent felines were the favorite companions of Freya, the goddess of love and fertility, who rode in a chariot pulled by two giant cats. Some historians even believe Norwegian forest cats accompanied Vikings on their long ships as mousers protecting precious food stores during long sea voyages. When I visited the Viking ship museum in Oslo last year, I couldn't help but imagine these majestic cats prowling the decks of those impressive vessels. What's truly remarkable is how the Norwegian forest cat developed naturally through countless generations of adaptation to survive the harsh Scandinavian climate. Unlike many modern breeds created through selective breeding programs, the skog cat, forest cat in Norwegian, evolved its waterproof double coat, tufted ears, and sturdy build entirely through natural selection. They nearly disappeared during World War II, but thankfully, dedicated Norwegian breeders initiated a preservation program in the 70s. The breed was officially recognized by European cat associations in 1977, and when they arrived in America in 1979. I can only imagine the sensation they caused among cat enthusiasts. Today, they're treasured worldwide, but they remain the national cat of Norway, honored for their historical significance and natural beauty. Segment 2. Distinctive physical characteristics. When you first encounter a Norwegian forest cat, their sheer presence is impossible to ignore. Standing before you is a true Nordic giant, with adult males weighing between 12 and 16 pounds, and females between 9 and 12 pounds. I'll never forget the first time I held my Wegie, Thor. He wasn't just big, he was substantial, with a bone structure that felt primeval in my arms. Their most striking feature has to be that magnificent double coat, which evolved to withstand Scandinavian winters. The dense woolly undercoat provides insulation, while the water-repellent topcoat features long, flowing guard hairs that create a dramatic ruffle around the neck resembling a lion's mane, particularly prominent in males. This coat comes in virtually every color and pattern imaginable except pointed patterns like Siamese. I've seen particularly stunning silver tabbies and tortoiseshells that take my breath away. Their heads form an equilateral triangle with high cheekbones and a straight profile. What I find most captivating are their large almond-shaped eyes that can be green, gold or copper, conveying a watchful intelligence that seems almost human. Their ears are large with lynx-like tufts at the tips and considerable furnishings inside, adaptations that helped protect their ears in cold climates. Their tails are nothing short of magnificent, as long as their bodies and fully plumed, resembling a fox's brush when carried proudly aloft. Perhaps most functional of all are their sturdy legs and substantial paws. The hind legs are longer than the front, giving them incredible jumping abilities, and those large paws often feature tufts of fur between the toes, nature's own snow boots. When you see a Norwegian forest cat in full winter coat, standing alert on a snowy landscape, you're witnessing the perfect marriage of form and function, refined by nature over countless generations. Segment 3. Temperament and personality traits. Beyond their wild appearance lies a heart of gold. Norwegian forest cats possess a temperament that I've found to be the perfect balance between independence and affection. While they maintain the self-sufficient spirit of their forest-dwelling ancestors, they form deep bonds with their human families on their own terms, of course. I've lived with Norwegian forest cats for over a decade now, and what continues to impress me is their emotional intelligence. They seem to instinctively understand when you need companionship versus when you need space. They're not typically lap cats in the traditional sense. They prefer to be near you rather than on you, but they will occasionally grace you with their considerable presence across your lap, which feels like receiving a royal honor. These cats are methodical thinkers and patient observers. My Wegie Freya will watch me prepare dinner from her perch on the refrigerator, studying every movement with those intelligent eyes. When they play, they display impressive strategy, stalking toys with the precision of their wildcat ancestors before executing perfectly timed pounces. Surprisingly, for such large cats, they have the gentlest voices. Their soft chirps and trills are more conversation than demand. They're also remarkably adaptable, transitioning well to new environments, provided they have time to assess the situation on their terms. While they form strong bonds with their primary caregiver, they typically get along well with respectful children, cat-friendly dogs, and other cats. In multi-pet households, Norwegian forest cats often assume the role of benevolent overseer, maintaining peaceful order with quiet authority. What truly sets them apart is their combination of dignity and playfulness. Even at 10 years old, my Thor still occasionally tears through the house in the evening. Zoomies, but minutes later will be surveying his domain from the highest point in the room, composed, fully restored, as if to say, you saw nothing human. Segment 4. Care requirements and health considerations. Caring for these Nordic beauties requires understanding their natural adaptations. Their impressive coat, while stunning, does demand regular maintenance. I've established a weekly grooming ritual with my Wegies that's become a bonding experience. They actually enjoy the attention their magnificent fur brings them. During seasonal changes, particularly spring, be prepared for more intensive brushing as they shed their winter undercoat. I keep a dedicated fur brush for furniture because yes, those magnificent furs will find their ways onto every surface. Their robust appetite matches their size, but I've learned to be vigilant about portion control. Norwegian forest cats have hearty appetites and can become overweight if free-fed. I provide high-quality protein-rich food that honors their natural diet as skilled hunters. Fresh water is absolutely essential. Many Wegies are fascinated by running water, a trait I've observed in all three of mine. Consider a cat fountain if you notice your cat showing interest in faucets. While generally healthy with lifespans of 14 to 16 years, Norwegian Forest Cats can be predisposed to certain genetic conditions. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, heart muscle thickening, and glycogen storage disease type 4 are the most significant concerns. I schedule annual veterinary checkups, which include heart evaluations, as my cats age. When selecting a kitten, I always recommend choosing breeders who screen for these conditions. Their climbing instincts are powerful, evolved from scaling tall Norse trees, so vertical space is non-negotiable. My home features tall cat trees positioned near windows, wall-mounted shelves creating elevated highways, and sturdy scratching posts to maintain these powerful claws. Despite their wild heritage, Norwegian Forest Cats adapt beautifully to indoor living when provided with environmental enrichment that honors their natural behaviors. Interactive toys that trigger their impressive hunting instincts are particularly appreciated. Puzzle feeders have been a huge hit with my 3 Wegies, challenging their intelligence while satisfying their foraging drive. Segment 5: Fascinating Facts and Considerations Before Adoption. Did you know that Norwegian Forest Cats don't fully mature until they're 5 years old? This slow development is part of their charm, but means patience is essential when adding one to your family. I've watched my youngest, Loki, gradually transform from a fluffy kitten into the magnificent adult he is today, with each stage bringing new delights. Their intelligence extends to problem-solving abilities that continually surprises me. I've witnessed my Wegies learning to open cabinet doors, unzip bags, yes that's right, and even turn doorknobs with their powerful paws. You'll want to Ouija-proof your home more thoroughly than for the average cat. They're natural athletes with impressive jumping abilities. My Thor regularly leaps over 6 feet from a standing position to reach his favourite perch. This athletic prowess means secure screens on windows are absolutely essential if you don't live in a closed environment. If you're considering welcoming a Norwegian Forest Cat into your home, be prepared for a significant commitment. Beyond their potential 16+ year lifespan, there's the financial investment in quality food, regular grooming tools, sturdy cat furniture, and veterinary care. Ethical breeders typically charge between $800 and $15,000 for pet quality kittens, with show quality specimens commanding higher prices. Their adaptability makes them suitable for various living situations, but they do appreciate space to roam and climb. I've found they thrive in homes where they receive mental stimulation and opportunities to express their natural behaviors. While independent, they form deep bonds and don't do well with prolonged solitude. If you work long hours, consider adopting a bonded pair to provide companionship. What continues to fascinate me most about Norwegian Forest Cats is how they retain their wild essence while forming deep connections with humans. Living with these magnificent creatures feels like hosting a piece of an ancient Nordic wilderness in your home. They maintain their dignity and mastery even as they share their living spaces with us. The privilege of earning their trust and affection is something I treasure daily. Conclusion. As we reach the end of our journey through the fascinating world of Norwegian Forest Cats, I hope you've come to appreciate these magnificent creatures as much as I do. From their mythological beginnings in the Norse forests to their status as beloved companions worldwide, Wegies represent a perfect balance of wild beauty and gentle companionship. What makes these cats truly special isn't just their impressive appearance or their historical significance, it's their souls. There's a wisdom in those almond eyes, a quiet confidence in their demeanour that comes from thousands of years of self-sufficiency. When a Norwegian Forest Cat chooses to be your friend, it feels like being honoured by a forest spirit. If you're considering adding one of these majestic felines to your family, prepare for a relationship like any other. They'll never be just pets, they're companions who walk beside you rather than follow, who offer their affection as a gift rather than a given. The Norse people believed these cats were magical creatures, and after sharing my life with them for over a decade, I'm inclined to agree. Thank you for joining me for this exploration of the Norwegian Forest Cat. If you've enjoyed this breed spotlight, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming features on other fascinating feline breeds. Until next time, treasure the magical creatures who share your home.